24 Grand Slam men's singles titles, 40 ATP Masters 1000 titles, and been ranked world #1 for 428 weeks, an all-time record. He went from growing up in war-torn Serbia, often sheltering from bombings, and his father borrowing money from a loan shark at 15 to 30% interest per month to fund tennis training, to becoming one of the greatest tennis players of all time with a net worth estimated at around $240 million. If you've been here before, drop a hashtag Believe in the comments so I can feature you here in a future video. And if you're new, welcome to Believe Nation, the only channel that helps you believe in yourself daily, one video at a time. Believe. Need motivation?
What's the top 10 with Believe Nation?
Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Be kind.
The biggest lesson that I've learned is probably that I should be always kind to anyone and everyone, no matter what experience they go through, because you never know. You never know what one person goes through. And you just always be kind, because there is something, that we call God, universe, angels. There is this higher force above and here on this planet that is going to help us to live a prosperous life, to be happy, to be healthy, to be joyful, to have that peace if we truly respect and appreciate ourselves and others in that process as well.
Rule number 2 is test your limits.
Do you feel like in your career you've achieved everything you set out to as a tennis player?
Yes, and more than that. And at the same time, I still want to do more. And I know that comes in a big part from a good place, meaning from a place of purpose, inspiration, motivation, love for the sport, passion for the sport, passion to make people happy when they watch me. If I'm doing that, and I have a feeling that I am, by still actively being on the tennis tour and having my active tennis career, I'm still spreading that light by playing tennis and inspiring younger generations. That's something that comes from a good place. But what comes from maybe let's say, not necessarily a bad place, but less of a good place, I have identified that as well, is my feeling of not being enough. And that goes back to my very, very beginning of my life and my relationship, particularly with my father. And not doing enough, not being good enough, et cetera, et cetera. So now that I'm talking about it, I kind of get emotional about it, because it's still deep inside of me. And it's kind of the battle that I also go through often, because a lot of people, even closest people in my life, ask me, what more do you want? You have achieved everything. What do you want? Why do you keep going? And I tell them the good part that I told you, that I still really strongly feel it's inside of me. And I feel like as long as I have the capacity or ability to compete for the biggest titles in my sport, I want to keep going. And also, partly the part that I didn't mention that inspires me to keep going is to test my limits mentally and physically. Because when I was starting to break through into professional tennis, I remember when you reach your 30, you start counting your days to your retirement. Like after 30, that's it pretty much. Even though there were some exceptions, like Jimmy Connors, the legend of our game, he played, I think, semifinals or finals of US Open when he was 40, and still dominating the tour. So there were very few exceptions. Nowadays it's different. Why? Because I think the care for the body has improved so much